Hello and welcome to another edition of the CCA Presidential Video Series. In this month's written blog, I talk about the value of volunteering and why it might be a very critical component of your life story. And in that regard, I am very pleased to have as my special guest today on the video series, Jessica Kildow, who's a health actuary with Milliman and someone who I volunteered with for several years. And it's been a terrific experience. So we're here to talk a little bit about our volunteering experiences, what we get out of it, what and why we think this is something that everyone should consider doing. So welcome, Jessie.
Thank you, David, for having me.
Okay, so let's start off with getting right to the topic. Tell us a little bit about your volunteering experiences, what you've done, why you volunteer, and we'll take it from there.
So I regularly volunteer with two different organizations. One, of course, is NAWA, where I met David. That organization is focused on empowering women within the actuarial industry. So David and I, along with many other volunteers, support the organization to, establish networking events, expand our outreach, etc. And then within that, I sit on NAWA's Leadership Council and lead our partnerships committee. I also volunteer with an organization called Braven. Their mission is to support underrepresented college students as they think about transitioning to a corporate or full-time job. And so I teach a class there every week to educate about 5 to 8 students on how to do resumes, how to do an interview, et cetera, to help them transition. I volunteer for a couple different reasons. One, it is a fantastic opportunity to meet people and see different perspectives from outside my organization. I've only worked full-time at Milliman, and so my job is, very focused on like the Milliman way of thinking, and meeting people within NAWA and within Braven has expanded my perspective and made me a more well-rounded person. And then I've also learned many really important skills through both volunteer opportunities, particularly from a leadership perspective. So it's helped me become a more powerful, a stronger and leader, particularly in a more diverse setting.
Yeah, it's very interesting how volunteering is really a great opportunity for you to benefit as with leadership skills, but also it's a way of expressing your passion and really diving into something you're passionate about. Because often in our day jobs, we might be very passionate about it. I think we both are in actuarial science and what we do for a living. In our day-to-day job, though, we also have to do many things that are, we're not necessarily passionate about everything that you have to do on your job. Of course not. And volunteering really is a great place where you could be selective in what organizations you volunteer for and truly pick something you're passionate about. I think that makes it a lot more successful. You're doing this on your own time, of course, and it's and there is, of course, it is an effort that you're putting in, and the more passionate you are about it, the better it goes, the easier it is, the more that other people will see that passion and want to join and do it too. So it really is a great opportunity to expand your day-to-day job into something else. It doesn't even have to be actuarial. It could be other areas, like you talked about your second volunteer opportunity, which isn't directly actuarial with an actuarial organization per se. But what are some of the challenges besides, it's a lot of work to volunteer?
Yeah, I think I've come across 2 challenges in my volunteering experience. And for context, I've tried to volunteer since I got my FSA and I was done with exams, but only in the last couple of years have I found an area where I really felt fit my, passion and availability and everything. So the first challenge is, of course, finding time. We're all really busy. We have day jobs and everything else that we have to worry about. So it's hard to find time to volunteer and make it a priority. What I found there is just finding small amounts of time. So I try and do just 2 hours a week. And over time, that, of course, compounds to, a lot of experience volunteering. And the second challenge I've had is finding a organization or an opportunity that feels impactful. I have found volunteer organizations that maybe weren't as organized, or they had a hard time mobilizing their volunteer, and I didn't feel like my time was well spent there. And so I encourage anyone listening to this that maybe feels like that, maybe try a different organization or a different role within that organization, and you might find something that fits better. Fortunately, with Braven and now, I feel like I am having a meaningful impact on my community, but it took a little bit to find that.
So as far as the benefits of volunteering, but is there anything that surprised you about that you got out of volunteering that you weren't expecting?
Can I say two things that surprised me? Because there is a couple
Yeah.
things that stand out. One, particularly with the NAWA, I was really surprised and so happy about all the people I met, right? Such a fun group, to your point earlier, David. Everyone's so passionate and excited to be there. And within NAWA, we just have so many talented, ambitious people volunteering that I get inspired every time I'm on a NAWA call. So that was really a pleasant surprise. And then I was also surprised at how many skills I've been able to take back to my job, particularly with Braven, which is not actuarial at all. I didn't expect to learn anything there that'd be relevant to an actuarial job, but I did. I've been challenged there. I've learned a lot of new leadership skills, and I've been able to take that back to help me do better as an actuary.
Yeah, just listening to you speak about this, it is very inspiring, and I hope this is inspiring to others who are listening to this. I also want to tell everyone that there are tremendous opportunities for you to volunteer yourself with both CCA, Conference of Consulting Actuaries, as well as with NAWA, which is the Network of Actuarial Women and Allies. I want to thank you for joining us on this video series.